This is Khardung today. Crowds, chaos, commercial overkill. Everyone's been here. Everyone gets here. Today, Khardungla looks like a tourist hill station. Today's Ladakh ride is filtered, packaged. But back in 2011, it was different. Just our bikes, the wind, the cold, and the silence that made you feel like you were on another planet. Today, everyone may ride to Ladakh, but something's missing. A piece of the puzzle, a battle that today's riders never fight. This is the story of the climb that no one talks about anymore. The one that separated tourists from riders. In August of 2011, we started from Mumbai. 8 friends, 6 bikes, and not much else. No fancy gears, no GPS, no action camps. Just resolve and solid planning. Everything you see here was shot on simple digital cameras or basic phones. Navigation? It was paper maps, asking strangers, following instincts. This is how our trip unfolded. 5 days of ride till Manali was quite mundane compared to what waited on 6th day and beyond. Day 2, early morning. We were speeding across open highways. We had just entered Rajasthan and Dipesh's bullet just gave up. Evidently, no toolkit could revive it. So we tied a rope and towed him for some 10 kilometers to the next town. Eventually, we found the mechanic who barely knew bullets. But we had no option. So Manish and Abhay got greasy and fixed it themselves. Teamwork started early. Every day was a new chapter of chaos. Find a dhaba for food, hunt for a room by night, fix whatever broke during the day. August 31st, we reached Manali, the last town before Ladakh. Tomorrow, we would attempt something that would define this entire trip. Now, this is your current route from Manali, which part ways from old route at Palchan and heads to Atal Tunnel. You won't find this missing link on most itineraries anymore. Atal Tunnel have made it optional. Safer, they say. Faster? Yes. But better? I doubt. Road from Palchan to this missing link is quite surreal. You rise above clouds and views certainly becomes more heavenly. But what is this missing link? Pandavas are said to have started their journey to heaven from Rohtang. In Tibetan, Rohtang means pile of corpses. That should have been our first clue. As we sit by this frozen lake at the foots of Rohtang, enjoying our breakfast, unaware of what's coming next. Rohtang didn't just test our bikes. It tested our will to continue. Rohtang wasn't just a mountain pass. It was hell. Beautiful, cruel hell. It didn't come at you with just height. It came with mud, endless slush, wheels stuck, clutches slipping, engines screaming. Just a few kilometers into the climb, we met a solo British traveller, clueless about Rohtang's wrath. His clutch burned, his bike dead, stuck in slush with no way out. There was no mechanic up there, no recovery team, just us. So we did what riders do. We helped. Rain had turned the path into a swamp. Trucks were stranded. We weren't riding anymore. We were dragging our machines uphill. Boots were sucked into deep mud. Arms and backs screamed. Some pulled, some pushed. Some just stopped to breathe. Every meter forward came at a cost.
Solid dam. Come on, Deepak!
Just this one stretch of some 20 kilometers took us an entire day to climb.
Manish, only 200 meters.
And then, finally, Rohtang top. Not as high as Khardung, but ask any of us, it was the real summit. Because we didn't ride up Rohtang, we fought our way up. And when we reached the top, there were no cheers, just silence, fatigue, and a strange kind of peace that only survivors understand. At the north end of Rohtang Pass, we halted at first dhaba we encountered. The benches we used as beds here also felt very soothing after this overwhelming day. But Rohtang wasn't done with us. Next day, my charisma's clutch gave up. We limped to Tandi. The mechanic we found this time was a bullet guy. No clue about my engine. So again, we got to work. Tools in hand, grease on palms, music blasting from a speaker. We danced as we walked. But that joy didn't last long. That night at Sarchu, AMS struck hard. Dipesh and Kacha shivering despite 2 sweaters, barely able to speak. The cold was merciless. We weren't just fighting terrain. We were fighting our own bodies. Next day at Pang, 2 of them and Abhay were put on oxygen. But the resolve still intact. Dipesh rode again. No one quit. And that's how we reached Leh, on our own terms. When we reached Khardung, it was beautiful, quiet, sacred. But it wasn't the peak of our journey. That had already passed 2 days earlier, in the mud and madness. Today, most won't even touch Rohtang. The tunnel cuts it out. The story skipped. But for those who rode back then, Rohtang wasn't just a pass. It was a wall. And climbing it wasn't about bikes. It was about becoming riders.